Hey guys, it's DLT Dolls, and today I'm showing you my version of a face up. I wanted to show you layer by layer so that you really see how much you can actually do on a well primed BJD resin cast. I start with a mixture of raw umber and burnt sienna, I believe, and all the colors are going to be down on the description. And this look that I was going for is a little bit more makeup heavy. My inspiration was Bella Hadid. I don't really think the sculpt looks like her, but I really wanted to get the like soft 90s glam look, and I think the final look is, it's got the same inspiration, it's got the same vibe. I don't think it's identical, but I think it's pretty close. I'm first putting down my contour shade, or my shape to the cheekbones, and it is a little sped up, but there is a lot of blending. I like to keep 2 or 3 brushes that are clean. This brush I actually cut myself. This was like a detailed brush, and I cut it. It creates almost like a flat kabuki full coverage foundation, but in tiny, and it allows me to be more precise, and it allows me to really deposit color in a very strategic place. The nose contour can be a little tough sometimes, especially with faces this small. Even Monster High dolls have a larger area to work on. As you can see, my blending brush always, and a lot of the color that you see at first looks harsh, but it gets blended out, and or you can always use your kneaded eraser to clean up your mistakes. I'm using a lilac-y purple shade to create that perfect look of the blue tones around the eye. It looks a little intense right now. Of course, it'll soften down, and it almost goes in the first layer. You can barely see it once you respray it, so don't be afraid of color. I do like to highlight specifically this doll. She's a little more bronze than I expected her to be, a little more tan, so I want to bring some dimension into the face. And I am a makeup artist, so I really do see face ups as makeup. I'm highlighting, and I think whether you're into makeup or not, we've all watched plenty of videos on makeup and you know, just doing your makeup essentials over here. I'm re-emphasizing the nose contour. I really want to make sure that there's a gradient to the face. I don't want it to be too soft either. I want to be able to see the nose so that it doesn't become too cartoony or too fake. Off screen you can't see, but I have a little bit of tissue paper, and I like to mix my colors there. I like to really, specifically when we get into the blush, I'm gonna mix a couple different shades, and you want to mix separately or else the pigments really don't blend. As you can see there, I'm mixing red iron oxide tint and a little bit of the orange tint. And things look, at first you have to trust, you really do have to trust the process, because at first things don't look too pretty. Also, I know some of you might be thinking that I apply a lot on my first layer. I'm new-ish to BJD, but I'm not new to art. I've done a couple Monster High dolls, and I do think that I do add a couple more steps to my first layers, but I really like a solid base, and I feel like when you have the right tools, you can push your boundaries. And this doll was finished in I guess 3 layers. Yeah, 3 layers. So, and I'm not cheap with my layers either. I like to like really seal the doll perfectly in so that we have a good texture to really deposit colors. I'm using those same shades that I had just mentioned on the lips, and I'm focusing the peppermint red really just on the crease of the lips, and now I'm using it to emphasize almost that blood, those like little broken capillaries on the face, or that extra blush, that natural blush look. A little bit on the chin, because hello 90s makeup people. And the nose always looks so pretty when you add a little bit of color there. With the brush that's just for blending, I do go over the entire face because it kind of gives you a finished look, kind of like blending all the colors together. And I'm really emphasizing those cheekbones because, you know, Bella Hadid and that 90s supermodel look. I mean, even though she's not really a 90s supermodel, but you know what I mean. That's the inspiration. I like to do the ears right away. I try to do the first layer as the entire first layer of the face. I don't work in sections, other than the shadow doesn't come till layer 2. But I'm going in with the red color inside the ear, and then we're going with burnt sienna to create the depth of the sculpting of the ears. I also like to take off the top part of the head mold and put my finger in with the neck hold, if that makes sense, so that I have a better precision and blend your carpal tunnel syndrome. I am adding a little bit of shade underneath the lip, the cupid's bow, and the nostrils. And you guessed it, once more. Blend, blend, blend. A lot of my brushes are art brushes. I've tried using a couple makeup brushes and I find them to be too big, too fluffy, and not dense enough, not stiff enough, maybe that's the better word. Especially when you're working with such a small base, such a small sculpt, it's easier to work with something a little stiffer, therefore there you have a little bit more precision. I'm going into the eyebrows. I am using raw sienna and that orange tint, just to be very, very soft. I'm not doing a perfect job. I just want to layer down the color and the depth underneath. And for the eyes, to make them bright and so that they don't get too muddy, I am using the orange tint on the entire eye, and I'm also creating a higher eyebrow bone because I'm going a little bit above the sculpt, just to really have dimension and the like lifted eyebrow look, so she looks highlighted. I'm blending again the nose. I know for some of you, you'll be shocked that this is how much work I put into my first layer, but oh, okay, so the ears, I don't want the color on the top part of the ears, so it's a little bit more natural, so I'm just cleaning it up with a kneaded eraser. And I believe that concludes the first layer. So I spray her and I wait about 30 to 45 minutes before I start my second layer. I will see you guys in a couple of days for the second layer. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram at DLT Dolls, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.